My name is Nyamgul Agaji, welcoming you to this day, the 9th day of April 2026. We're being joined by Rufai Oseni, who will be helping us look at some of these headlines before we come to you, our most respected and esteemed guest, you, the listener, to our program. Good morning and welcome to the program, Rufai.
Morning, Bengal, and thank you all for your wishes. I love you all more than words can tell.
I hope that you had a wonderful time yesterday, though.
I had a great time impacting people, and I just also, did a lot of charity, and at the weekend, we're also going to be having some medical outreach, to bullying my village. So, it's just a lot of charity, and that's what I like to do for my big days like that. Just give back to people even more. And that's the essence of my life. Yango, there was a protest yesterday in Abuja, which I think was timely.
Yeah.
And for all the people that are saying the protest was not necessary, I will kindly remind them that was the same way national leader of the APC, then now President Tinubu, went to protest against INEC.
Yeah.
When they felt some things that were not right leading up to the 2015 elections. So the question I want to ask a lot of the people in government today: why do you now say it's not right to protest? Why the hypocrisy? It's the hypocrisy I can understand. In fact, because I reposted a picture of the great cartoonist and a very good friend of mine, a national treasure, legend, the great man himself, Asukwo,
Michael, yeah.
where he puts the picture of INEC and drew it in form of a bloom, which is a reflection of what the see. A former spokesman of the government had to tell me that Rufai, this is a very dangerous thing. And I asked him, I said, what's dangerous? When the current APC people today were protesting and carrying mock coffins of Goodluck Jonathan and carrying actual goats, saying this is Goodluck Jonathan. So that was not dangerous then. But because we are stating what is happening to democracy now, it's dangerous. And let me tell you what is more dangerous. What is more dangerous is that many years after, they've not been able to tell us the corruption that was unraveled with Nigeria Air. The last time at their party convention, I saw Hadi Sirika. We've not been hearing too much about that case again. That is what is dangerous. Till today, shall I tell you what is dangerous? That some things happen in the humanitarian ministry under better I do, and nobody is being brought. She was just allowed to, resign or go. Until today, we don't even know what transpired. I think that is dangerous. A lot of the case of corruption and shenanigans that we're hearing here and there, that is dangerous. I think what is dangerous is the fact that in 2024, 3.3 trillion was approved, and the minister said about 1.3 trillion of that payments are commenced. In 2025, then they went for a bond. In 2025, then they went for a bond. In 2026, now they are still talking about 3.3 trillion, and they're saying, okay, it's from the bond. Let me tell you even what is more dangerous this morning. What is more dangerous is I have illegal reports as regards how they are even raising the bonds to be able to pay this power sector that was delivered to me by the generating companies, the GenCos, where they had a legal review. And I'm going to read some of the legal review to you this morning. This is not even in public and media glare here. I'm going to bring it to your notice for the very first time as regards this bond that they are talking about for the power sector and the legal opinion some people wrote about it. They said there's a risk of the issuer. They said the risks are associated with an orphan SPV. MBET PLC cannot issue bonds to the public for the suspected. SPV is a brand new entity with minimal equity capitalization or no financial capacity beyond the proposed bond. The capacity of the orphan SPV can carry 4 trillion debt better than MBET PLC. There is no scenario under which SPV can carry 4 trillion debt better than what's they call. This is the report that you have never heard. They even talked about lack of transparency and governance, a regulatory requirement, PENCOM, NASA, BP. The SPV that they set up to so-called raise this bond that they want to use to pay the GenCos. This is the reports done by the Association of GenCos as regards the SPV. That is what is dangerous that we should be looking at. All right? That's what is dangerous that we should be looking at. What is dangerous that we should be looking at? What is dangerous that we should be looking at this story is that certain people with certain interests are giving businesses without recourse to proper, proper bidding process. Till today, we still ask them. They should show us the bidding process that brought about, ITB winning the contract for the ports. We just say these things and we move on. So, you see, these are the people that do all sorts of things. And when we hold them accountable, they will not want to talk.
That's serious. Dangerous. I don't know the last time that the U.S. Called us as such a dangerous country that places in Nigeria were no-go areas. Like now, 23 states have been marked as no-go areas, and some of their staff have been asked to leave the embassy, except it was very, very necessary to stay.
No, I mean, in all fairness, US does have this advisory from time to time. I mean, if you remember when there was a bomb scare about last year in Abuja, they did have the advisory. But don't also forget that a lot of the push we are now seeing, it was about when, you have what is it called? You have a bomb scare and things like that. But also, Atiku Abubakar is going to get some PR lobbyist agency to also be able to push his interests and all of that, So let's also look at that. Which, the question you asked, why get a PR agency and everything? Because when, in all fairness, the argument, when the government also got a PR agency, we complained. But the reason why we complained when the government got a PR agency was because the government was trying to use that PR agency to be able to give us another side of the story as regards to talk about Christian genocide and what was happening to the King, which we felt was very insensitive. Which we felt what they should have done was to be able to solve the problem and all of that, not going to get a PR agency to advise their cause and say, trying to change the narrative of the killings and say there's no Christian genocide and all of that, which we were against, that's it. It doesn't mean that all these other people too are it. Atiku too has his own baggage. I keep saying it from the days of reporting and everything, and Peter Obi, they've talked about Pandora paper, but Peter Obi had come to explain when that Pandora paper was talked about. And in fact, he brought his, the business records. In fact, he even brought the letter at which he was able to give loans and advances and black card and all of that when those allegations were raised, by the Premium Times.
Okay. But what do we make of it? We started with the protest that happened yesterday. After the protest, a faction of the PDP has met with ADC, and also we've seen the 6-point agenda of that protest. What do you make of that? How will that play out?
We just need to be able to speak up for democracy. We just need to be able to see. Let me tell you something. Mine is to hold this government in power accountable. And I keep saying this too. When I was holding government of Jonathan accountable, a lot of people say, Rufai, you are APC. Today I'm holding the APC government accountable. A lot of people are saying otherwise. Even APC is no longer in power. Any government that is in power, that's where I'm holding them accountable. That's my lifelong job. Section 22 of the Constitution gives me that chance. That's just it. So let's not deceive ourselves. Yeah, there were times too that the government of Jonathan were doing some things that are high-handed and gone towards. That's why we held them accountable. In this regard, President Tinubu's own is even more painful because these were people that fought for democracy. 30 years ago, these were people in the trenches. See, yesterday, after the show, you know what I was watching? I was watching a clip of the about 2 million man march, Abacha rally.
Yeah.
In 1998. You know that march happened in March. It was called the March in March. Where some people were advocating that Abacha should be democratically elected. So they wanted to ratify that all the political parties were endorsing by October and make him president. But in June, it was long gone. We saw all the people, despite the repression of Abacha, that were supporting Abacha. So, see, when you see people supporting evil, Yango, no be today, Atenujeism don't do Nigeria. You know what's called Atenujeism? Government of Atenuje, by Atenuje for Atenuje. They call them AKA Ajip. You know what we call Ajip? Any government in power. There are people that once any government enter power, because they know they can benefit from resources, they will talk to favor the governments. This is what happened to the likes of the Daniel Kanu that time, there were even talks about Daniel Kanu owning oil interest and things like that because they were all in favor of Abacha. Musicians went to perform there now. In fact, I remember ASO FM in Abuja. It was because of that rally there. I think it was around that time they set up ASO FM to be able to push that. And I think it was one of the biggest kilowatt transmitter then in the country. I think it was about over 30 kilowatt there, but if my memory serves me right.
Was it 44 or so?
It was a 44 kilowatt, over 40 kilowatt, yeah. ASO FM. So, but today, the staff of ASO FM is sending me messages to complain that whoever is in authority does not pay them well and things they are being owed and all of that. So that was why they set up ASO FM that time in Abuja. They pushed all the narrative. Everything looked too good to be true. I remember when they even had counter, protests in some other parts of the country. Police cracked down on everybody because they were not having counter march in Lagos and the like. I will not forget that day I was in Ibadan. I was with my sister in Ibadan. And then my sister and some of our university friends were out and they were chanting against. Then police chased all of us, and they chased us up to even where my grandma's house was then. And police were asking and looking and saying, "Where are these people? Where are these people? Where are these people?" My grandma had to make a case that, "Oh, just leave them alone. They don't know what they're doing," and all of that. In fact, I remember the strong man of Ibadan politics in that day, Adedibu, was almost lynched. It was a van from AIT that saved him that day. It was an AIT van that rescued him. AIT had just started there. What am I trying to bring out from all these stories I'm telling? There were people that were supporting the evil and tyranny of Abacha. But Abacha happened the way it happened. And these people, quickly, they were so quick to shift and they believed in democracy apart from Abacha again. So you can see life and see these people. But what side of history are they judging them? Till today, what side of history are Daniel Kanu being judged? These were those that came out to say they support Abacha, they never believe in the mandate of MK Abiola. What happened to the lives of Daniel Kanu after? He tried to do politics in one or two regard, but his record will always be tainted. Youth honestly asked for Abacha. These people went on CNN there. I think they went on Riskan's show on CNN there. Riskan used to do a show on CNN. I said also, that's why I'm just saying, let's stand for the truth. Those days, people like Tinubu were the ones in opposition. People like the Magbako were the ones in opposition. But today, now that they have the power, all the things that they said Abacha did wrong, today we are now seeing the same hand. And you expect us not to talk. So they have their point agenda and everything. They have their business. Let them do their business. For me, I don't care about president like this. I will congratulate him. But as long as it's in the fair and competitive elections, not the one that they have stifled the opposition and they stop people from talking.
Well, the federal government is insisting that the country is very stable. It's not collapsing, even when we still see...
It's not. Yes, you see, there's no stability. There's no stability. And look at the insecurity case. Look at the case of what happened. Is it the day before yesterday? 150 people canceled. Look at the fact that we can't put down the people that have been killed from this insurgency and all of that. Look at the shenanigans and the chaos that is happening to lives. It's going to be killing field now. In this time of Abacha, despite his ruthlessness, we didn't hear killings in all parts of the country. There was no mass insecurity like this.
2,000 people as we speak now have left communities in Zamfara because of
fear.
They
don't live? I would look at Kwara the other day, look at some other parts. How would they not live? These are the things that we keep talking about. So let's just call a spade a spade. If they fix it and it works, we will say it don't need. I mean, it's not rocket science. I just said yesterday that I commend this government to at least we have seen all of those oil deals. It doesn't mean that the final investment destination they started producing oil and adding to the oil what's it called. But at least there's a better production compared to the time of Buhari when we went to a precipitous move. So at least the sense of that we are not still meeting OPEC quota though. We are not still meeting the target of over 2 million barrels per day. We are using our oil to borrow because in future proceeds. So there's been some improvement. These things where they happen.
They say we have reached 1.7 already.
That's with condensates. That's with condensates. But when OPEC does international calculation, they don't calculate with condensates. They are those that calculate condensates here. There's pure and there's condensates.
Yeah.
So it's when they calculate with condensate that you reach about 1.7. So let's just do it. The other day, they say student, yes, student loan, it also has a limitation. And my friend Sawyer, our student loan, we've discussed the limitation of life on air now. When it's some people, okay, they are medicals and things, maybe in it can't cut across all in some area. It has some problem, but it has helped some people. And don't forget, it's a loan, you still have to pay back anyway. So, I mean, these are the challenges. So, when we see signs, yes, okay, look at, okay, we keep talking stability of Naira. But you can see now that once we had international pressure like this war, you know that in the space of a month, we have over close to $1 billion has left our reserves because we have to defend heavily. So despite all the debt and everything in the market, it still shows that when you have international pressures, it still affects you. Yes, compared to Buhari's time, okay, net, we have better net reserve. But it's not about having net reserve. You're having net reserve, you can't fund your budget. The budget performance is still very paltry, zero. So all these things are empirical analysis of the guys. So if you say, okay, we have net reserve, let's say about net reserve. But your net reserve takes a big hit at a time like this. You can see that dollar to naira has even gone up. It's inching up over 1.4 from the 1.3. It's because of the war. So maybe when all these international factors start to come down and everything. So you can see. But also when you now net out the effect of the devaluation of the people, it has bastardized the lives of the people a lot. So net, what we are just saying is that let accountability with the people. That's just it.
Yeah. For the layman, you just think about the simple things. I remember those days if you're traveling to maybe Ghana or you enter Benin or you're in Togo or something and you want to change the naira for their currency, sometimes they will bring the money in barrels, in wheelbarrows. Now,
I know, now their currency is even better than ours. That is way better than ours. And I don't know what happened. It was President Tinubu that was supposed to commission the project yesterday, but Akpabi was stepping into ongoing projects in Lagos.
Yes, in spite of being here since weekend.
So maybe Papa wanted to rest or something. I don't know. Because not told what happened.
Rest. Okay.
I don't know. So because I was seeing that what happened. I don't know. Because I thought he was supposed to be president when I commission.
Yeah. Well, let's just.
I don't know. Me, I just observe it now because so that people will not say I thought
Well, I hope he's well and strong enough, and like you said, just wanted to rest. Because when there's no good explanation, Nigerians will fill in the gap, and it may not be a palatable one. Okay, so is the ceasefire having some cracks? Because we're hearing some news coming from there. Trump is not satisfied. Iran is still talking tough and all that.
But the ceasefire they didn't make it work. They get killed because even as of yesterday, Iran was saying that if it doesn't involve Hezbollah in Lebanon, it's the Shia part, that they will not like the ceasefire going on. I was also seeing a video that's at this morning on First Post that was saying a P2 bomber was leaving a British base, was flying out of a British base. And in all the P2 bomber bombings, they've been flying out of British bases to Iran. So I don't know what is happening. I just hope that cool heads prevail. We don't need all of this. The pain is so much. Countries are beginning to feel it. I mean, just in the space of a month, Nigeria has bought close to $1 billion in its reserve to defend its currency. It bought $1 billion, about 800 or 900 or something big. Go and check the foreign reserves. Bought $1 billion.
That's serious.
Trump is still saying all his ships are locked and loaded, and all of that. Israel is still attacking Lebanon, so that's why they are saying, Iran is saying that if the attack does not stop Lebanon, that they will not take this fire seriously, So it's a very sad one.
It's just making the oil prices go up and down. Nobody knows where it will go down today. It will go up tomorrow, and nobody knows. Possibly that's why Dangote said Dangote refinery said the price will remain the same, even though some people have reported that the prices have come down. But some other reports say it will remain the same. Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing in honesty. Dangote is even subsidizing for Nigerians. From the information that I know, is even to keep it at that price is subsidizing for Nigerians. The man is doing a lot for this country. I'm not saying because I know him. I think today is even his birthday. I'm not saying because today is his birthday or something, or I know him. But he's doing a lot for Nigerians. See, do you know that on Brent, he buys at an international markup price of $20. So if okay, his birthday is the 10th of April. Actually, I know it's some days close. The money stay at the break each other. So, if the international price of Brent is about 110, Dangote buys Bonny Light at the rate of $130 per barrel. That's what it comes to refine and tries to keep the price at 1,002 something gantry. So you still see. So I know it's not government direct subsidy, but the marketers and plus Dangote, those are things important. They are taking the heat off Nigerians. That's why you can see. If they are to open and export Nigerians to the original price, people should be going to about 1,516 now. But I think it is in some up-country areas. But down here in the south, it's about 1,300-ish. So they are taking the pressure big time off.
Wow.
And yeah,
I'm sure that somebody will use that as one of the plus for this administration.
No, this has got nothing to do with president.
Trust me.
Got nothing to do with administration. In fact, this administration has performed woefully in that regard. You know why I said that? Because the crude cargoes that are supposed to give Dangote refinery, they are not even giving it. And let me not even shock you. I was with David Bird, the the MDC of Dangote refinery. And he was telling me that even the painful thing about the cargo they are giving them is that they don't even give them standard blend. So one of the best, lightest and sweetest crude is Bonny Lights. There are some other blends of crude, Kwai, Boy, and the likes. They are not as good as Bonny Lights, in refining. Refiners know what I'm talking about. Technical stuff. So rather than sometimes when they expect that NNPC will give them Bonny Light, they can give them a blend like a Kwai Boy. That's not as great in refining as Bonny Lights. So it's not even about giving them the cargo that they promised them. And Dangote still pays for that cargo. It's not free. It's just that they allow them to pay for it in Naira. Then they don't still give them up to what they expect. Then they don't even give the good blend, the good grade. So the Bonny Light that Dangote needs sometimes, he will not have to go and buy the same Bonny Light that is producing, that is gotten from Nigeria, with an international markup price of over $20, $18 to $25.
Wow.
So it's harder for them. So the government, so anybody that wants to credit to the government, I've just debunked the argument because the government is not trying anything. In fact, they are failing. It's just these people out of magnanimity. And also because probably they don't want the price to be too high so that they'll be able to sell their stock.
Okay, well...
because this thing called petrol, you can't really store it. So you also have to sell it because no matter the level of the tank, once you start to store it, what happens? It starts to evaporate.
Yeah.
Evaporation occurs quickly. So you don't also want to store it for long. So there are many factors that go into it.
Amopiton is saying, maybe he's shifting blame. He's saying that the greatest problem Nigeria will have going into 2027 election is the fact that there is so much misinformation, and it poses a great threat to the credibility of 2027.
I think misinformation starts for him. Somebody should ask Amopiton, why will you say we should revalidate? You give out a date for revalidation, and again you withdraw that. So who is causing all the confusion? We're talking about misinformation. Tell Amopiton to tell us why did he misinform us on the definition of status quo antebellum. That Osaze Uzi, somebody that served in INEC before he even got to INEC, has come out to say that he doesn't agree with his definition. So it is them, and they should not try to gaslight us.
All right.
It is them. So...
Okay, thank you very much, Rufai. I'm glad you didn't have a hangover.
I just want to thank everybody for their
Yeah.
messages. Cumulatively yesterday, on one of my Facebook pages alone, cumulatively I got about 16 to 20,000 birthday messages.
Wow.
Yeah. That's minus my Instagram, and just to be sure, on my Twitter alone, apart from, I mean, I was pretty much trending yesterday, which I've always been for almost all my birthdays. On my Twitter alone, on one of my posts, I'm trying to just get the details and the facts. Right. 500, 600 birthday messages there. Messages. And by the way, guys, I set up a civic tech company, which is like a not-for-profit, which is called resolvearm.org. Resolve, and that's like big called resolvearm.org, where you can lodge in all your complaints about societal issues and things like that, and we take these problems and we amplify. Like yesterday, a story was sent to me on Resolvearm about some military people that have not been paid. I think they've just retired, but they need money to be paid for their transition out of one of the places in Oshodi. And they said they wanted help as regards that. We put that's on Resolvearm. So you can put your challenges there. People can also get to see them. And we're also looking forward to a team of lawyers and all of that. The Angola, I'm always thinking of things to help people.
Resolvearm is one word, right?
Yeah, Resolvearm. Resolvearm.org.
Okay.
So Resolve and AM, so that's resolvearm.org. And I mean, I set it up with a couple of school friends. I was holidaying in Nottingham last year, and we said, how can we help humanity? And we fixed it. So it's something, I mean, we've got about 6,000, 7,000 visits of the sites, and it keeps increasing by the day, and people are lodging their things there, and we keep taking the problems there and solving it. Because I just feel, Yango, I get a lot of people send me things that I should help them on. A lot of them have helped them on. There are a lot of cases I have resolved in this country that I don't even get credit for, returning people's money back when they have police cases. I mean, just over the weekend, we raised about 400, not going 500,000 for a woman that her farm was invaded by farmers, you know, my Sunday morning show. I was also the one that revealed the case of a major general that beat up somebody because they overtook him in Abuja on the highway, and many cases like that. So these are many more cases that, you know, you can just go out there, lodge it on Resolve, and we'll see, we'll fix it. We can't resolve everything. I must not deceive you. I must not be delusional, but we'll take a look at as much as we can. So on my Twitter, like I was saying, over 10,000 birthday messages, cumulative about close to over 50,000 birthday messages yesterday. And I mean, I don't take all of this love for granted. And I thank you all for all these messages. And it just reestablishes my efforts in continuing to help a lot of people. I mean, like I tell people, I just want to help people, Angola, as much as I can. And I just want to be there for them. We'll disagree many times. You're not to agree with everything I say. But I will always empathize and listen to you and see things from your way, you know, and be kind to you, most importantly, and show you all the love in my heart. And I thank you all. And I thank you all for supporting VOP. And, you know.
Yeah, the messages were also very many here in VOP.
Oh,
people were calling in, people were sending messages.
I'm not even.
You cannot add that one. If you add that one.
Add that one. So I thank you all. And I thank you all for loving VOP. I mean, Yango, you know, being a co-founder of VOP, I remember when we started VOP in 2022, Yango, we got more, you guys are wasting your time, than supports. We got more, Rufai, there are over 50, 60 radio stations in Lagos. Why are you guys starting VOP? But when you see what VOP has been able to do in the lives of people, I just feel very humbled. We got more people telling us a radio station again, not to start it. And you know what I learned? I just learned that whatever people tell you not to do, do it. Because it means that if you stay with it, there are possibilities there. But you can see the impact. I mean, you are making the lives of people, the rest of the crew making the lives of people, everybody's making, and then VOP TV, then, you know, and VOP in Abuja and everything. So we're eternally grateful. And we thank all our listeners, everything. I won't take that for granted one bit. You know. And we thank you all.
Bless you. Bless you.
Bless you. Yeah.
All right. Have a wonderful day, please.
And you have a great one. Yeah.
Okay, we'll be talking with Rufai Oseni. We talked to him about the headlines, and then we finished off with his birthday message, thanking you. more than 50,000 messages. I'm very sure that he cannot respond to everybody individually, so just bear with him. But at least now you know that he's very grateful for your messages, for your prayers, for your wishes to him. Whether you reached out to him on Instagram, Facebook, X, or on VOP Family, or anywhere else, maybe you tried to call him and all that, you are greatly appreciated. So on his behalf, I am telling you thank you, just after he has said thank you to you. Okay, still Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. The Front Page Review is the program. We are going to read out some of the headlines, hoping that Barrister Darlington will be joining us a little bit late today. It's already 27 minutes to 8 o'clock. We're expecting him to be in the studio to talk with us. In the meantime, here are the headlines, some of which we have touched with Rufai. So let's just see them. Let me begin with this one. Federal government warns of possible flooding in 10 states. So be mindful, especially those who are living in flood-prone areas and those who are farmers. Maybe you will rush because you've seen the rains come early this year and you're thinking we are in the rainy season already. Okay, and you're planting something in a place that you do not want to plant because it will be consumed by flood. So you'll be mindful of what you're planting in a particular area. That's what it is. When you're a farmer, you'll be mindful. If you're planting vegetables, for instance, you can't plant it in a flood-prone area. Vegetables don't do well in flood. Maybe rice will do well. Maize will do well, or what we call corn will do well. And some other things, but not vegetables like the ones we know as ugu, like the ones we know as ewedu, like the ones we know as shoko, or I know these things. Okay, so but just be mindful. Maybe your house even is in a flood prone area. Start making arrangements just in case it comes in a way that you may not be able to contain it. You may not be able to still be there. Okay, these states are Ebonyi, Anambra, Ogun, Taraba, Cross River, Benue, Imo, Delta, Rivers, and Abia states. These are among the areas likely to witness heavy rainfall that may trigger flooding during the period. The ministry stated that in Ebonyi State, Afikpo and Nkalagu may be affected, while Anambra State, Atani, Iowa, Odekwe, and Onitsha were also listed. In Ogun State, Donga, Kwata, Kanawa, okay, Lau, Sheti, Takum, and Yoro in Taraba State, as well as Edo, Ikom, and Itigidi in Cross River State. Okay, so there are so many other locations. So if you are in any of the states that I just mentioned, there's a possibility, let me not use likelihood, there's a possibility it could be flooded. So do your due diligence and have a plan B for whatever that you're supposed to do. Okay, let's move to the other headlines. Ibadan has potential to become Nigeria's economic hub, according to CCI, the Central Council of Ibadan Indigenes, CCI. That just happens to be the leading headline there. Bauchi APC split over governor's defection move. Remember that the governor of Bauchi is one of the few men standing that is not in APC, and there is talk that he may go to APC, but what position will he occupy when he goes to the APC is causing internal rifts within the party. So they want to have series of meetings, set committees that will ensure that when he comes into the party, if he comes into the party, there will be no internal rancor. And we have this information that for the past 7 years there has been 2,000 explosions. There have been 2,000 explosions in 7 years in the northeast alone. Senate President, governors unveil Lagos mega projects. Beautiful project that was unveiled yesterday, and we're also expecting another one to be unveiled, I think today. Today is Thursday. Okay, so if that is done, well, Lagos residents will enjoy whatever it is that is being unveiled. So we thank the government for doing the needful in so many areas, and we urge them to continue to do even more, especially knowing that they have the potential to do more. We're just surprised that it was not the president himself that commissioned this project, or that unveiled these projects yesterday. We hope that all is well. The federal government is insisting that Nigeria is not on the verge of collapse. And INEC has said that they have registered up to 3.4 million new voters. Federal government seeks 5 billion naira boost for safe schools amid 144 billion naira probe. Sorry about that. On the Daily Trust newspaper, we have Nigeria not collapsing. Federal government replies CSOs. And the 2027 ADC PDP close ranks. Remember, there was a protest yesterday at INEC office and all that. And it was peaceful, and I'm glad about that. But the problem I have with that is that there was an initial protest that did not hold anymore. And guess what? It was because of the heavy security presence and the blockage of some of the roads leading to the venue of the protest, and so many signs or so many things that gave the opposition party the idea, or for lack of a better word, that the protest may not go down as peaceful as it should, because so many security people were deployed and some roads were blocked, and there was no way even the protesters could move to the venue the way they should move. So they suspended that one and then had this one, which was largely unannounced. The government didn't know much about this. The security people didn't know much about this, and so it was held. Even though the security people were there and outnumbered, it was still very, very peaceful. And so why I said there's a problem is that for every protest happening in this country, there needs to be information given to the security operatives and for the security agencies or bodies to ensure that there is peace. And when it gets to the situation where we have to hide the information about a particular protest because we feel that it's the same security people that will truncate it, the same security people that will make it an impossibility, the same security people that can cause mayhem during the protest, then it becomes a problem. If we have to hide that we're going to do a protest because we're thinking that the things we're going to protest about will also elicit another protest which will be against us, leading to chaos, then there is a problem. So I think this needs to be looked into. The IGP should look into this and give the assurances, make the people believe that whenever you have a grievance and you want to aid through protest, you will be protected and you will be given the opportunity to do so in peace, so that we don't have to hide. And yesterday when that protest happened, it was supposed to be an ADC protest. Other party members joined, other Nigerians joined, which means anything that is going to happen in Nigeria may not give notice. Let me use that. You may not have the notice for that. You may not have the announcement because people are not trusting the security to do what they're supposed to do. That's where I said I have a problem. So you have to make sure that the image of the police and all the other security agencies is very good in the face of the people, on the eyes of the people, so that we can trust you enough with that kind of information and be sure that we'll always be safe. That's my concern this morning. Okay, bandits kill 5, abduct 22 in Sokoto communities. Opposition parties not ready for national leadership. That is according to the APC chairman, Yilwada. He's saying that the opposition are not ready because there are internal crises in their parties. So that's why Nigerians will not trust them with power come 2027. Okay, so let's move to another newspaper. This time is the Vanguard newspaper, which leads with ADC lists 6-point demands at INEC protest. They gave 6 points that they want to be respected, and the reasons why they went for a protest. One of them is immediate resignation of the INEC chairman or his removal by appropriate constitutional authorities. Then we also have withdrawal of INEC's correspondence to ADC described as offensive. Formal apology from INEC to the ADC. Commitment by INEC to refrain from interference in the internal affairs of political parties. Enforcement measures if ignored. Judicial proceedings. Okay, so these are some of the points, or the 6 points that they gave, or some of the points, because okay, coordinated civic action also is there. So these are the points that they gave at that protest. So let's see what will happen in the coming days. We still have a few months to election. Let's see whether INEC will correct whatever they may have goofed on, or they will stand their ground, or the courts will compel them to do some things and all that. Okay, so let's move on. We also have Iran accuses US of ceasefire breach as Strait of Hormuz tension escalate, which means, like Rufai said, it be like the ceasefire get kelek. However it is, but there's some semblance of peace right now, so we're thankful for that. Terrorists kill 22 in Niger Plateau, scores in Kebbi, also on the headline. On the Sun newspaper, we have imported petrol 12% cheaper than Dangote's. That's according to World Bank. Is that so? So how does it translate back home here to being cheaper at the filling stations? I don't know. Maybe we'll have to read that story to find out. Terrorism, 4 convicts back life imprisonment. And opposition heavyweights meet in Abuja amid ADC PDP crisis. PDP rejects claims of alliance talks with ADC. Remember, after the protest, the Makinde-led faction, or the Turaki-led faction of the PDP, met with the ADC at in a closed-door meeting that took so much time into the night. And after the meeting, Seyi Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, addressed the press and said that they went there for solidarity, showing their solidarity for what is happening, and also lending their voice to the fact that a one-party system is not going to augur well for Nigeria and Nigerians. In the meantime, the Wike-led PDP is fuming over that meeting, that it should never have been held and all that. We also have that story on the Daily Post. ADC PDP holds stakeholders meeting. Dino Melaye is saying INEC now department of APC. And Shaware is saying Atiku will return to Dubai. That's why I did not join the leaders' protest. Okay, that's his excuse. A lot of people were asking, where is Showore? Where is Deji Adeyanju? Where are those people who say, who speak out very loudly when it comes to what is happening in Nigeria? Why didn't they not join the protest? So Showore is offering an explanation why he did not join the protests. You might want to read that story too. It's on the Daily Post newspaper. NCAA warns of flight delays and cancellations during rainy season rather. So when you do your travel plans, factor that into that there's a possibility your flight might be cancelled in the event of rain or some of the things that will come with the rainy season. The APC chairman Yilwata is saying that that Tinubu deserves re-election from the northern part of the country. He deserves support for re-election. Ogoni demands environmental justice before oil resumption. And World Bank is saying multidimensional poverty threatening Nigeria's economic potential. On the Nation newspaper, development must be seen, felt, says Tinubu. He said that when he was commissioning the projects yesterday. He was represented by Godswill Akpabio. He was not there in person to do what he was supposed to do. So he was represented ably by the Senate President. INEC redeploys Osun Rec amid petition of partisanship. Okay, let me stop there so far. There's still so many other headlines that we might just want to visit those newspapers to get. But whatever it is that you are interested in talking about this morning, we're open to that. Okay, so I think at this point we'll just open the lines for you to talk with us. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. That's one of the lines that you can call. Another one is 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. Call us now or send us a message on 081-71-756338. That is, if you want to use WhatsApp, use 081-71-756338. We take calls and messages on that line at the same time. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
I'm Chibuzo. I'm calling from Jegu.
Chibuzo, thanks for calling.
Yes, sir. So people they take the slaughter innocent blood every day. Governor is there. House of Representatives is there. President is there. So who goes second and Nigeria? So they just the slaughter. But may they keep on. One day, monkey go market, no return back. So they use innocent blood, they drink tea for this country. You know they fight war. So they kill it. So what of you when they fight war? How many go they count daily with the loss? The funny enough, my question why they ask every day is which of these people that agitate where they kill people? And federal government know all these people one by one. They never do all that started. Gumi say that any time we want to negotiate with your people, government they give them insecurity. That talk, no federal government don't come debate and say na like come they call the man order, make a questioner or chief of army staff say come. You know this na about this secret come. How we take find ourselves to this thing? How we tell them? I think they give the information where they run this thing for this country. Because if they don't call this man order, This will continue forever for this country. If you read you know, people dey talk say if one small bird come outside dey dance for outside, something dey drum for inside dey for inside bush. Because now this man don speak this thing, we need to rule am, question am, but who wan do that one? Because if I call out the thing and tribalism na northerner, they dey negotiate with the IPOB leaders or IPOB men wey dey carry gun. They never call them negotiator. But see a whole place dey waka with it free. See that you know these people one by one. Government know them one by one, and they no end this thing because they know the people that they kill. But make the shall continue. One day, Moki go for market. Nothing lasts forever. I rest my case.
Thank you very much, Busa. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm very glad to call you people this morning.
We're glad to hear you too.
You see, the situation in this country is that I don't know how to. I don't know what to say about. They know what they are doing. The president and the entire northern leaders, they know what is going on. How can a community that is being attacked on daily basis, how can somebody from that community open his mouth and say that the president deserves another term? It's not wickedness. No, well, one thing I know is that maybe because one of their own have not died, so maybe when they touch them, they will know the truth. I pray that even the president, that one day he should encounter them so that they will take this matter serious. I don't believe that there is anything like insurgency in Nigeria. It is federal government, it is the federal government that are responsible for what is going on. Otherwise, they will have taken action. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Augustine from Molile.
Is it Augustine? Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Apologies for that. Am I clear now?
Yeah, you are.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello, am I clear?
Yes, you are. Go on.
Sorry for that. My name is Shinedu. I'm calling you from Aja.
Okay.
Now, what I want to say to this is this. Yesterday, what news that are making headline was that the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, right?
Yeah.
The Vice President was going around saying that Peter Obi is not fit to be president. He cannot bully his way into Aso Rock. That there are people who are more competent with him, the likes of David Umahi and Rochas Okorocha, right?
That was not me. So I hope that you can call back later. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
My colleague from Apologo.
Okay, my colleague, go on.
Yeah. Cool. That's the protest that took place in Abuja today.
Yes.
That I think it took those people of honor. And that's how I continue to go. Because if they knew that something would have happened, they stopped it. And that is how every Nigerian should put their mind and let that momentum continue. Since we've now known that the government is really anti-people, and whatever we do to prevent our situation, that should be taken unaware like that, so that they don't know the way to go about it. Every institute, this is federal government orchestrated institute, maybe to prevent or rather empower their people. And then the way to go into power. That's the way to protect them. It is so that it will not end. Because the way to put money and life. And God is working. Must all pay for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry, the audio was not wonderful, but I'm thankful that you were able to say some things. Let me take some messages here. Good morning, VOP family. Nigerian politicians should better focus on protecting democracy in Nigeria rather than trying to protect their position. Where is the security the Vice President Shettima promised Nigeria in his campaign? Did he want to continue in office beyond 2027, or what? On what basis? To me, APC is a party, or as a party, has failed Nigeria completely. Truth be told, Benjamin from Shogunle. This one is saying it's unfortunate that the ruling APC party is jittery, which has on its side 32 state governors and claiming to have performed well. They could still be causing confusion through the use of INEC in order not to have a viable opposition party and strong candidates that will contest with President Tinubu. There's an allegation that has been leveled against INEC that lands have been given to officials of the commission ahead of the 2027 general elections. If the allegation is true, can INEC under such condition conduct a free, fair and credible election? It's quite unfortunate that our hard-earned democracy is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. Also, it's not a breaking news that the greatest problem of Nigeria and other African countries is lack of having a good database. The only way forward is for African countries, which includes Nigeria, to create their own database and not just continue to rely on foreign-based data, or foreign database rather. On the statement made by Aisha Yusuf, in which she is entitled to her opinion, I feel she would have waited to get to the bridge before crossing it, but on another angle, I think she is using it as a potential strategy to woo and convince the northern supporters to support Mr. Itaobi. Finally, on the crisis going on between US, Iran and Israel, which has affected other countries of the world, especially Nigeria, to me the crisis wouldn't have affected us so much if we had visionary leaders that can be I'm trying to get it out, sorry. Visionary leaders that can be proactive rather than being reactive. One day we shall get to the promised land, but Nigerians also need to do the needful in the 2027 general election. Wow, God bless Nigeria. Temitope Onatayi from a Jagamo community. Thank you very much. We need to do the needful. All right. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Emeka from Ogun State.
Emeka, thanks for joining us. Go on.
INEC chairman, or meet of power, whatever they call him, is preparing, a scheme. And I'm seeing it that he will be worse than the former INEC chairman. Let Nigeria put eyes seriously on this man. They will be more worse than, Yakubu. So, that question, since they are giving land to so many people in Abuja, now, how many times have they given any land to any teacher? How many times have they given any land to any doctor? Now, the security agent, how many of them have they given any land in Abuja? But they are giving to the, the people that will defend them, to push them in the position, which is the what they call them, the judiciary. There is the lawyers that will run for them. They are giving them their land there. So what about the teach that is, they're always being a strike? They don't care about that one. What about our soldiers that always, paid the spirit of Nigeria? Nobody's care about those ones. What about the doctors that always been in a strike? Nobody care about those ones. Nobody give them, nobody even compensate them in anything, but they are busy settling those ones that we always help them to support their evil and their wickedness. Let Nigeria begin to shout in time now, because Yakub better than this particular Amutopo, whatever they call him, before it will be late.
All right.
God bless you.
God bless you too. Amukwiton. Mazo Gochuku, aka Elder General from Isheroshun, is saying INEC should be careful not to be used to destroy our democracy. APC supporters should know that hunger and insecurity have no boundaries. Please free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you very much, Mazi Gochuku. And we also have this, which saying, I salute you, my gallant friend. How was your day? Oh dear. Okay. I hope you are highly motivated for this beautiful morning. The motivated messages for this beautiful morning: teach yourself to be alone, because your favorite person can change at any time, but it is only God that will never let you down. Keep on moving gallantly like a gallant soldier, my gallant friend, Mr. Nyamgul. Happy, wonderful, brand new day ahead to you all. God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigerian Army. God bless the management and staff of VOPFM from OC Morale at TA Lagbaja Army Cantonment in Ikeja. OC Morale, thank you very much. I always like reading your messages for the fact that you are an army man. And we're seeing army men paying the supreme price day by day. Police also, civil defense are not left out. People are dying for the sake of our country. It's not easy to take an oath that I am going to die for my country if it comes to that. So we thank you very much for your service to our country, all of you, not only in TA Lagbaja Army Cantonment, but everywhere in Nigeria. And we are also praying for the families of those who have already gone before them because of this our country, Nigeria, that they will be sustained by the God who brought them into existence. We have this message which says, good morning, Nyamgul. Let me tell you people, Nigeria is gone because, okay, what I'm saying is that Nigeria can't work again. And let me tell you something. Nobody can fix up Nigeria. The country is gone forever. Okay, Tinubu will be the last president of Nigeria. I don't know why you like to be the prophet of doom, but things can work in Nigeria. Go to Abia State and ask them, did they ever dream of what they're seeing? I'm sure that OT will have his own small problems there and all that, but at least some people, 90% of the people are saying we never believed Abia could be like this. So if they lost hope at that time, now hope is rekindled, and anybody without hope is as good as dead. So we will still continue to hope that Nigeria will be better than this. It is not gone. Nigeria is still here and standing, and it will get better. But let's start that by making sure in 2027 we recruit only the best brains and the best hearts, not just the brains. You could be intelligent. So many people who rob are intelligent as well. They plan for days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months. It takes intelligence to do that. So not all intelligent people are good enough. So elect people with intelligence and with good heart, good brain and good heart, so that we will move forward as a nation. Okay, now let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My guy, you day.
My name is Daniel. I'm calling from Alaba. They fine.
Dan, my guy. Go on. I'm fine.
Okay. Let me remind Amoteshe, Abiyamoteshe. I don't know his real name. The INEC chairman. I want to tell him he don't need to blame the media if he do the right thing. But because he did not do the right thing, that's why his name and his INEC name is ringing bell in the media. Number one, he need to go and sort out ADC problem that ringing bell his name in Nigeria. Let him go and sort it out. Do the right thing. Secondly, let him stop deceiving us, confusing us, telling us, driving us front and back, telling us after 15 years or after 5 years, after 8 years, you are telling me to go and validate my voter's card. Smarter, I say you are not doing it again. Why our politicians like to sow the seed they don't like to reap tomorrow? If he know that he's not going to reap the seed he's sowing today, let him sow the good seed. By doing the right thing, leaving the media, let him leave the media alone. They didn't do him anything. If he do the right thing, nobody will call his name in a bad way. So, Amoteche, sow the seed he would like to reap tomorrow.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Amuputon is the INEC chairman. Okay. Not be only me they suffer this name's murder. But I'm not as famous as he is, so at least learn his name. Amuputon. Amuputon. I don't know if I got that right, but I think I'm closer than a lot of people. Okay, good morning. There is an allegation that INEC is populated by card-carrying members of the APC. This must be thoroughly investigated. We must review our recruitment policy of staff into INEC, NPC, CBN, NCS, etc. Protesting against obnoxious policies is within the rights of the ADC chieftains. Anyone saying anything to the contrary is being clever by half. I urge David Mark, Aregbeshola, Obi, Atiku and others to seek an audience with world press and leaders the same way they went to former President Obama to malign the then President Jonathan. Protest is not the exclusive right of one people. Match them propaganda for propaganda, lies for lies, etc. Osingweje in Shasha. Thank you, Osingweje. But I would like to vote for someone I can say he has not told me a lie before, or at least at this time before the election. If they tell lies to gain the power, so what difference will they bring if they will just be the same as the others? Let's vote in people of integrity. Okay, let me try to take this regular call. Okay, I mixed that now. All right, let's see. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, this is Ikan, calling you from the Charlotte Kingdom.
Ikan, thanks for calling. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to say very, very happy to Bola Ahmed Tinubu for not coming to Lagos to commission those road projects.
He's in Lagos.
I know he's in Lagos, but he was not the one that go there to commission the roads.
Yes.
He sent his hand back, which is Akpabi himself.
Oh dear.
Now, you remember in 2023 or before 2023, I think he made it clear, and he was one of the candidates that was sincere to Nigerians when he was campaigning. I'm talking about Tinubu now.
Yeah.
He gave Nigerians conditions. He said, vote me, I will do this and I will do that and I will do that. But in case if I'm not able to do it, I'm not able to give you people constant power supply like, do not vote for me. I think it was a very sincere policy and a very sincere talk. So Nigerians shouldn't worry about it. He was not here to commission the road because there's no light in Lagos. So what is he going to use to campaign again from 2027? That is by the way. You can see because they started with lies, with deceit, and all those manner of propaganda. He went to Plateau and said, this would not happen again. Today, 40 people have been slaughtered in Niger. What a shame. Is it a leader? Is it how Nigerians should be covered? What are we doing? What are we saying? It's very, very pathetic when we have all these things. It's very, very pathetic. I am not happy about the situation of Nigeria because this is not what they promised us. Now, they are now preparing, congeal so many people. It will be a very, very distressing thing for all the governors who have moved from their party to APC. And at the end, if they are not able to win the election, all of them will be put to shame. Why can't they think? Why can't they reason? Nigeria will get better. And I know that for sure. I'm also imploring everybody that if you are not having your voter card, go and get it.
Yeah.
I've been saying it, and I continue to say it, that no matter what INEC will do, if Nigerians come out in 4 months, go and vote their choice, vote their conscience, you will see that APC or every other party that try to manipulate something would never go away, would never succeed in it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I remain blessed.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Everybody get your PVC. Okay, so we got this message as well. This one is saying the protest in Abuja yesterday was a very good one and in fact should be sustained until things are done right. it's very sad and unfortunate that the way the INEC chairman has allowed himself to be messed up by the people that appointed him. He is now the agent of destruction of our democracy instead of focusing on his job. I will continue to say that one-party system is not good, and I urge Nigerians to equally stand firm against it. Nevertheless, Nyamgul, Nigeria is our own, and we will continue to fight for the betterment of our country, Nigeria. Have a blessed day, my good friend. From His Royal Highness B.C. Nwoko in Oshodi. Thank you very much, B.C. Nwoko. Good morning. Atiku, Obi, and others should deceiving Nigeria on ADC crisis. The broad party in crisis, lost in court, lost appeal, and now they want to blame. It's high time Nigeria stopped allowing lies, blackmail, and political drama to replace fact as a concerned Nigeria. I'm sure that's what you wanted to write. Let us follow the matter carefully. Okay. I don't know if you have had the CTC of the judgments that they lost and all that, but thank you. Akpabio is commissioning ordinary roads on behalf of Tinubu in Lagos State, because Tinubu is president of Southwest Leo from Lagos. And this one says, there is no weak opposition as reported in one of the tabloids. What we have is a clueless APC government that is only good in politicking as against providing dividends of democracy to Nigerians. Yet they want to come back in 2027 by infiltrating any party Peter Obi and Kwankwaso are involved. Let Trump beam his searchlight on Nigeria seriously. This is from Steve Ikelu in Maryland. Thank you very much, Steve. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Okay, you forgot to say something. Hello, good morning. Okay, call us back. Once you call us, just say your hellos and then you start talking. Even if you don't say hello, I wouldn't mind. Just talk and let's save time. Greetings to you, Nyamgul. Happy... Oh, yeah, okay. Prince Ayotek from Arena Market. I support yesterday protest. Happy birthday to Rufai Oseni. When PDP was in power, APC did more than that. Yes, this is pure dictatorship. Meanwhile, this is the man that fought for democracy alongside MKO Abiola. But when Abiola was arrested, he went into exile, returned when Abacha died. Rufai Oseni, I disagree with you on the Dangote is doing Nigerians a favor. This man is the reason why goods and commodity are high in this country. How much do he sell cement in Benin Republic and other countries? Age is on the side of Mr. President. Now, best thing that he will do is resign. He has achieved his long-time ambition. Okay. Thank you, Ayotek. But did you hear what Rufai said? Did you hear how much Dangote buys crude in the international market and how much he sells to Nigerians and all that? If you heard that analysis, you will know where Rufai was coming from. And let's just assume that Dangote today decides that, okay, I'm closing down my refinery, or I'm not selling to Nigerians at all, because he has that power to do that. Because Nigeria, I'm not sure, has so much stake in that refinery that they can compel him to sell in Nigeria. So he could decide that I'm selling to other countries and not Nigeria. What would we do? Nothing. We know if we do nothing. Okay. So let's thank him for the small mercies, for the small things that he has been doing, even though we expect more anyway. And when we're asking why he sells cheaper in other countries, probably we should also ask our government what they're doing to him that is making him unable to sell at a rate he's selling to other countries. What are other countries doing that Nigeria is not doing? That's a very important question. Good morning, Yamgul. It amazes me when you praise Lagos State for doing what they ought to do, as if they are doing us any favor. Sheyi cuts from Itire. Calm down. They did a road. We praise them. They did a road. They did a bridge. We praise them. Let them keep doing more. That's what we are asking them to do. We know they can do more. For the little things that they have done, we'll say thank you, but we expect more. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, yes, for this one that you have done. You're supposed to do it, but we're expecting you to do more. It's not a bad thing, you know. Okay, thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Good morning. That's not my name. Good morning. Okay, call back. It seems you couldn't hear us. Okay, so many messages, even messages still wishing Rufai Oseni happy birthday. Anthony Pereasuodi. Is it Pereasuodi? I don't know, but whatever it is. Anthony, thank you for your message. Rufai is taking note of all these messages, or has taken note of all the messages sent yesterday. He's still taking note of all these ones, but he said a general thank you to everybody. He has more than 70,000 messages across all platforms, including VOP, so he cannot respond to everyone individually. So thank you, and I keep thanking you on his behalf. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, Yangu, good morning.
Yes.
Ben from Eva.
Yeah, Ben, put off that radio or move away from it.
All right.
Okay.
Yangu, this I'm open to the INEC chairman. What he's supposed to be telling us now is to explain us the reason why he interpreted go back to status quo. That is what he's supposed to be talking about, not to be condemning the press. How did he come about the status quo that it means for him to de-recognize David Mark and Rufai Oseni? Why is that the meaning of status quo? That is what he should be telling us. To explain, did he collect land from Wike? Did he collect land from Wike? Did he sign a resignation letter along with the appointment letter? That is what he should be telling us. And since there is fraction now in APC, whether it is a camouflage or not, you should recognize APC leadership now, because there is fraction there in APC. They have two leaders now, two chairmen in ADC. Yawata now is have another person that is competing with him. So they should recognize the APC leadership. The way they should stop responding with APC, the same thing they did to David Mark. That is the situation. That is what INEC chairman should be telling us. If president did not do anything, he is the man now that is corrupt. With Nigeria have lost confidence in him. Going by 2027 election, he doesn't have the capacity to do anything. People that came to Lagos to commission a bridge, is it not a very shameful thing to the governor of Lagos State that with all the 3.something trillion budget, all the budget Lagos has been, since Lagos the budget has gone up to trillion. This is what Mr. President will leave Abuja to come to Lagos to commission. We're supposed to be talking about 20-something bridges in Lagos. If you come from Selena to Ago roundabout now need bridge. If you go from Ago to Bako need bridge. Pipeline, NNPC, they need bridge. Ekoto roundabout need bridge. Also, many other places. I like it that road need bridge. All these places are causing serious hold up. The roads are very bad. Inner roads in Lagos are very, very bad. But they are not accessible. And what this man, the whole president will leave Abuja, come here to be. Instead of him to go to KB, go to show his president there, know what to do. Know how to employ technology to stop all this rubbish. Why should there be this type of killing in Nigeria? And what we will see the judges, they say that they are trying Boko Haram. Why should they be trying Boko Haram? The people you're supposed to kill. These key terrorists doesn't need to appear in court. In as much as they are terrorists, you kill them. Somebody supply them gold to give that person 20 years. So if I'm selling gold to now, Boko Haram say I should supply in gold. I will not supply in gold. That man and his family is gone that day. They will burn his house. And they don't consider all these things. A vulnerable man and his family have daughters, they have wives. All of them are there. The government is not protecting them. And Boko Haram said they should bring gold. And the man said, no, you are Boko Haram. I will not bring gold. The people that reported to Jibelo, how far about them now? The people that reported to Jibelo, how far? When Tojibelo finished dining and whining with the emir, he came back and said, you people reported me. He killed them. And the people that reported terrorists in Niger, the terrorists came to those 13 farmers and killed the 13 of them. Said 13 of you reported those to soldiers. They killed them. So when should you be trying somebody, say he's supplying Boko Haram beans, rice, all this nonsense. And the Boko Haram, what have you done for them? What have the government done to all these terrorists? They are still free. Somebody was that escaped said that in Boronu, Sabisa Forest, there is an empire owned by a terrorist. They own empire. Government knows where they are. That's why Gumi said they know where they are. That he goes there with government present. They know where they are, and they are deceiving us. Those people that own empires, that have the one says swimming pool, mansions, everything there in that state, that government people knows about them. He escaped from that place, and they are deceiving us that they are fighting insecurity. Which type of nonsense is that thing? Tinubu is posting now that he's generating, producing 1.7 million barrels of crude. 2015, Jonathan was producing 2.6 million. So what happened now? What happened? What is the problem? We are complaining that Dangote is selling cheaper to all African countries. Why shouldn't Dangote sell cheaper? The tax that Dangote is paying here is too much. The tax is too much. If Dangote is the highest tax payer in Nigeria, nobody nears him. Dangote is paying. The reason why things are expensive in Nigeria is because of tax. All these social media people, the tax they pay to government in 2025 was 600 billion. And they are collecting that money from us. If you know that and tomorrow they say it has expired, they are recovering their money. It is government that is afflicting us. It is not all this thing they are talking, complaining that imported fuel. Imported fuel is the condemned fuel. All the condemned fuel in Europe, they cut them in Malta, and they will bring it to Nigeria. Fuel that they tested it in the delegate House of Assembly. Saying tested that fuel 2,000 something sulfur. Dangote own was under 20 sulfur. Their own was sulfur. The concentration of sulfur there was 2,000 something, which is very dangerous to injector. It condemns engine. That is the type of fuel, the blended fuel. That doesn't have refinery. What they do is that they blend condemned fuels, chemicals, and they ship it to Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I understand the anger, but we don't advocate violence. If we don't mark ourselves different from Boko Haram, they kill, we kill, they kill, we kill. We should give people a chance to explain themselves. I think that's why the law is there, for people to be tried, and when they are found guilty, there's also provision in the law for that kind of crime that they committed. So 5 people now have been given life sentences, but I understand the anger building up in you, or that has built up in you. Okay. This message says, good morning family, please, I heard yesterday when Chioma read out the news on the world news, she said that APC now have a faction. So today you have read out all the stories in the papers. There's no story like that. So where's that news coming from? Daniel from Oshodi. What's APC? Just write it in full. I do not know what you're talking about. I can assume a lot of things that will mean BC. So be very clear what you're writing so that I know what to read out and how to inform you better. So send me another message writing in full what you mean that was said yesterday and you didn't hear today. And also know that sometimes news of yesterday may not be repeated in the papers today because that has passed. So whatever it is, just let me have the real gist of what you mean so that I can give you the information. This message is from AB from Ekpe, and he's saying, Peter Obi is really a funny maestro. You are the best man for the job. On top waiting now. What is that tangible thing that we can point to today in Anambra attributed to Peter Obi? Akpabio has a stadium in Akwa Ibom Air, electricity turbines rather, in River State, Anambra Airport, tourism revival, Cross River, free education for tertiary schools, Imo State, BRT Lagos, Kai, RRS, Loma, Lasma, Lamata, Taslim Balogun, one day governor, Eko Atlantic City, Mowa Edo State, Oponimo Oshun State, Owarugba Ekiti State, National Theatre, Third Mainland Bridge, Eko Bridge. What can we pin to Peter Obi as governor? Nothing. On INEC, INEC is doing its job. It is even trying to help ADC. And Appeal Court says status quo antebellum, meaning the status before David Mark and Aregbe abracadabra ascension. How did those even become top brass immediately they entered ADC without induction? I don't know. Raf Mosu should be the antebellum, but he had resigned. Nafiu Balagombe, also next in line, had resigned. National Secretary should be next. It was because of this confusion, pending litigation and vacuum, that INEC had to display the vacuum in the archive. INEC did what it's supposed to do. Great job to them. And please, ADC should go and put their house in order and stop badgering the media or medulla oblongata of Mr. Jagaban. Okay, my Jagaban, the great Dumebi Kachiku warned them, they didn't listen. Leke Abejide warned them, they didn't listen. AB from Ekwe, thank you very much, AB from Ekwe, for your messages. See Nyamgula Gaji, we want to learn sixth sense insight, absence of petty reverberations. AB from Ekwe. Thank you very much, AB from Ekwe. I like your energy, even though you are misdirecting it in most cases, and you're showing that a lot of things you do not know about. I come from Cross River State, and the thing you mentioned, I wonder if you come from that state, if you would say the same thing. But that is how far we can go this morning, or at this time, because we'll return still in this morning at 10:30 to complete what we started here. Remember, I did tell you that from next month, the second half of this program may take a little bit of a different turn from what we've been doing here. So be mindful of that, so that when it begins, you wouldn't be taken by surprise. But trust VOP. We'll still maintain the standards. We'll still say the truth. We'll still educate, inform, and sometimes even protect you, with what we do here on radio. We love you all. Take care of you. See you at 10:30. It's time now to leave for the Igbo Amaka crew to come on. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. Bye for now.